1:34 to go in the quarter. Anunoby facing Victor. No. Could have called.
I swear, Victor Wembanyama's height is crazier than anything you've seen in the NBA.
Ferdinand to Victor, he's ahead of the pack, he just puts it over Derek White's head, and he throws it down like he was teasing him with a ball.
Yes, he did. He held it.
You know what's wild? Officially, Wemby is listed at 7'3", but every photo and fan says otherwise. Could he be 7'6" or even 7'7"? The Spurs can't keep this a secret much longer.
So just in case you all were curious, this is how we would stack up to Victor over there. I'm coming in at
I look
5'7".
good. And this is not the scale. Perk is not this.
NFL Live is coming up next.
Here's where it gets even stranger. Wembanyama's official height has flipped back and forth like a roller coaster. Before the 2023 draft, he was listed at 7'3.5". Then, for the 2023-24 season, it jumped to 7'4". Now, suddenly, for 2024-25, he's back down to 7'3". Did Wemby shrink? Highly doubtful. That would be unheard of at his age and size. More likely, the Spurs are intentionally downplaying his height to avoid all kinds of pressure, from media hype to health worries. Tall players sometimes get scrutinized over potential injuries or growth-related issues. Even Giannis Antetokounmpo, who knows a thing or two about height, said Wemby is closer to 7'5" or 7'6", and he's not just guessing. Fans and analysts see it too. Visual evidence lines up with Giannis's claim. What would you do if you were the Spurs? Hide a giant on your roster or put him out there with the full truth? Let me know in the comments.
And Keldon Johnson. Look at this. Ain't no way.
Wembanyama deep three, got it! From nearly the logo, Victor Wembanyama.
This part blew my mind. A single Spurs team photo from March 2025 blew the lid off the whole height debate. Check this out. Charles Bassey, who's officially 6'20", is standing right next to Wembanyama. And get this, Bassey's head lines up only with Wemby's mouth. Yeah, you read that right. Now, let's break down the skull math. An average human head is about 9 to 10 inches tall, but for someone of Victor's size, it's probably closer to 11 inches. So if Bassey's 6'20" head matches Wemby's mouth, that means Wemby is about 7'6.25". That's not a typo. Even if you're more conservative and say Bassey's head reaches Wemby's nose, that still puts Victor at roughly 7'5". So, no matter how you slice it, the Spurs' official 7'3" listing just doesn't add up anymore. And here's a question for you. Have you ever seen a team photo that tells such a clear story? What would you think if your team were hiding that kind of secret? Just when you thought the height mystery was settled, this photo flips everything upside down. The Spurs might want to rethink their strategy because fans and analysts are catching on fast.
Out of bio. Duncan Robinson again. That's good, and the foul! Duncan Robinson from downtown.
This part blew my mind even more. A viral video popped up showing Wembanyama standing next to Spurs legends David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Now, Robinson is officially 7'1" and Duncan 6'11". Just imagine that. In the video, Wemby easily clears Robinson by at least 5 inches. That's huge. If Robinson is 7'1", adding 5 inches puts Wembanyama right at around 7'6". It's like he's standing in a whole different zip code. But wait, it gets crazier. Stephon Castle, who's a solid 6'6", barely reaches Wemby's mid-neck. That's wild. If Castle's that far below, it pushes the idea that Victor might be closer to 7'7". And here's a thought. Maybe Robinson has shrunk a little with age, which is normal. But even if you give him a bit of height loss, it still doesn't close the gap. Wembanyama's height stands out no matter what. Have you ever seen someone tower that much over NBA legends? What would you think if you were facing Wemby on the court? Just when you thought the Spurs' official numbers were believable, this video makes you question everything again. If these legends look that small next to him, the league has to rethink how it lists Victor's height. So, do you believe Wembanyama is officially 7'3", or is this video proof he's way taller? Sound off in the comments because this one's hard to ignore. This part might surprise you. A photo surfaced showing Victor Wembanyama standing next to French draft prospect Maxime Renaud, who's officially 7'0.25". Now, Renaud's nose, which is roughly the midpoint of his head, lines up below Wemby's eyes. Let's do the quick math. If Renaud is just over 7 feet, and his nose is below Wemby's eyes, That means Victor is at least 5.5 inches taller than Renault. That puts Wemby at 7'6" or even more. This comparison isn't just random, it matches what we've seen before with other players and photos. It's another strong piece of evidence showing the Spurs' official 7'3" listing is seriously off. Have you ever seen a player listed so far below their actual height? What would you do if you were a fan trying to figure out the real deal? At this point, it's hard to call the official numbers anything but a joke. Fans and analysts aren't buying it anymore, and photos like this only add fuel to the fire. So, do you think the NBA will finally update Victor's height after all these comparisons? Let me know your thoughts down below.
Mixing it up, and look at this one here. Again, he's got to find the right amount of English.
Bob Carrington. Oh, Wemby pinned it against the backboard.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. If Victor Wembanyama is 7'7", that would put him right up there with the tallest players ever to step on an NBA court, legends like Gheorghe Muresan and Manute Bol. Both were officially listed at 7'7". But here's the thing. Those guys weren't exactly known for their agility or skill level compared to today's standards. What sets Wemby apart isn't just his height, it's his rare combination of size and mobility. Unlike Muresan or Bol, Victor moves smoothly, handles the ball well, and can shoot from a distance. That makes him not just a giant, but a nightmare matchup for opponents. Imagine trying to guard someone who's 7'7" tall and can run the floor like a guard. This unique mix of skills and height could redefine what it means to be a dominant NBA big man. The tallest players before often struggled with injuries or lacked versatility, but Wemby's game shows a different story. Have you ever seen a player this tall and athletic at the same time? What would you think if you were an opposing coach trying to game plan against him? Just thinking about it makes you realize the NBA is watching a once-in-a-generation athlete grow right before their eyes, literally. If the Spurs and the league officially update his height to 7'7", it won't just be about numbers. It'll be a statement about how extraordinary Wembanyama truly is. So, do you think Wemby's size and skills make him the most unstoppable player we've ever seen? Let me know your take below, because this could be the start of a whole new era in basketball.
Struggled shooting from downtown to start his career. Wemby firing. He hits it!
The fan base is seriously split when it comes to Victor's height and future. On one side, the optimists are having a field day. Some are jokingly saying, list him at 8'20" and scare the whole league. Others see a 7'7" two-way superstar as something completely unprecedented, someone who could change the game forever. For these fans, Victor's size, combined with his skill, is pure excitement and potential. But then, there's the other side, the worried critics. They're quick to remind everyone that super tall players often face career-shortening injuries. The NBA has seen promising giants sidelined by foot, knee, or back problems. Some even wonder if there's a medical way to stop his growth to protect him, which shows just how concerned people are about the toll his height could take on his body. Medical science has made huge strides recently, and treatments might help extend the careers of taller players. But even with the best care, the question remains: can Victor's body handle this extraordinary growth over the long haul? Reddit threads and fan forums are buzzing with debates, some saying he's the future, others warning he might burn out early. It's a delicate balance between hope and caution. With so much riding on his shoulders, both literally and figuratively, Wembanyama's career will be one to watch closely. Not just for the highlights, but for how he manages the physical challenges that come with being a generational giant.
Joel Embiid, who's a small player himself at 7 feet. So he goes up to Victor Wembanyama, sizes him up, and he's already thinking, and then, man, I'm gonna...
The evidence stacking up is hard to ignore. Victor Wembanyama is at least 7'6", if not taller. Between team photos, player comparisons, and expert observations, the truth is staring everyone right in the face. The question now is, will the NBA finally update its official height? Leagues usually take their time with these changes. But with so many fans and analysts dissecting every new photo or video, the pressure is mounting. The Spurs have tried to keep the listed height low, probably to manage expectations and protect Victor's health, but it's getting tougher to keep the secret. Until the league makes an official move, the debate will rage on. Every new image becomes a puzzle piece for fans trying to figure out exactly how tall he is. Analysts are already discussing how his size, once officially acknowledged, could shift the way teams prepare against him. One thing is for sure, the Spurs can't hide it anymore. The NBA is watching, the fans are watching, And soon enough, the records will have to reflect reality. Whether it's 7'6", 7'7", or somewhere in between, Victor's height is more than just a number, it's part of what makes him a generational talent. The next update might be just around the corner, and when it happens, it'll be a historic moment for the league and basketball fans everywhere. Victor Wembanyama isn't just tall, he's a generational physical anomaly. Whether he's 7'6" or 7'7", the NBA has to face the facts. Fans can only watch in awe and hope his body stays strong. One thing's for sure, the age of Wemby is just getting started. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's a lot more coming your way.